Good morning, everybody. Back out here on the Big Island on the road, headed to a trail that's a little bit up more towards Mauna Kea, actually. So I thought the more I thought about our hawk chasing yesterday and us having to settle for those nene, kind of was the wrong decision to go to Volcano on that particular day because the visibility was so terrible. So I think I gotta be a little bit of a weather snob when it comes to wildlife photography. I'm thinking, at least when it comes to birds of prey, you're gonna kind of want clear conditions. So today there is weather reports that Volcano is supposed to be like cloudy / partially cloudy throughout the day. So I figured I'd rule that out. So decided to check out this trail. At least it's at elevation up at the Mauna. It doesn't look like it's going to be too cloudy in the morning. In the afternoon is a whole different question, but as of right now, I think just based off of the eyeball test, it looks pretty good. But yeah, we're gonna get onto the trail. It's pretty well lit already, even though the sun hasn't even rose. But yeah, we're gonna get onto the trail and see what we can capture. Oh man, holy shit, it's cold. Oh my goodness, it is blistering cold. I don't understand. I mean, I do understand. We're at freaking Mauna Kea almost, pretty much. So I expect it to be a little cold. I didn't expect it to be this cold. Holy smokes. Yeah, the light happening on Mauna Kea right now is beautiful. Check out that sunrise. So whenever you're entering a new area where there's ohia lehua especially, you're going to want to try to clean your shoes if at all possible. And this helps to prevent the spread of what's called rapid ohia death. It's a virus that's carried through shoes. This thing doesn't have any water in it. But we were just in volcanoes yesterday. If there are any infected trees over there, I don't want to spread that to this area up here. So yeah, always a good idea. Just clean it wherever you can. A small bird perched out there in the distance. I wonder what it is. Well, I got my first Evie shot. Terrible shot. It wasn't any good, but I saw one fly on top of a branch and it was singing there for a good 2 minutes or so, and I shot it with the 2x teleconverter, so 600mm plus crop mode, just to get in a little tighter. Didn't get that great of a shot, but it is a shot nonetheless. Happy that we were able to spot one and see one relatively easily. Yeah, let's hope that we can get more. I mean, I think the key for these guys, hawks too, but the hawk, I think we just got to get extremely lucky for that. But for the honey creepers, the key is going to be get into the forest and just kind of watch and wait and hope that they show up at a good ohia spot. But yeah, pretty solid first shot. There are a ton of Evie and Apopane flying above us right now. They seem to be kind of going back and forth between these trees and this forest that's to my left. I'm gonna park myself right here. Take the bag off, take a break a little bit. We're almost done with the first 2 mile section, which is like the bird section of this trail. Yeah, I'm gonna just park myself beneath this big ohia tree. I mean, there's a bunch of flowers all above. Hopefully one lands on one that's relatively close so we can grab a shot. Yeah, some of you guys might be wondering why on earth, Spencer, are you wearing a bright red colored jacket? And yep, it's definitely visible to the birds, so I definitely think that they see us coming. But this is also a hunting area, and it's recommended that you wear bright colored clothing when you're on this trail so you don't get shot, obviously. But yeah, like, it definitely makes me a very visible target for the birds to see and then fly away. But you know, if I had to choose between scaring off the birds or getting shot, I think I'd choose scaring off the birds. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. Why does it always seem like as soon as I show up and park myself at a spot, then the birds start to fly away and not come back? That's annoying. Yeah, this is not turning out as good as I thought it would. I mean, they're definitely around, but as soon as I parked myself here, they started to fly away. Get out of here. Which makes sense, you know. If they see a human, I don't think they're gonna want to stick around that much. Perhaps entering the forest will provide us with some better luck. Very little ohia trees over there. That's the hard part. So yeah, it's foresty and it's covered. There's no trees for these guys. Ah, man. Oh man. Well, I'm not gonna lie to you folks and say it's all sunshine and rainbows, because the truth is I'm extremely frustrated photography wise. I mean, I'm enjoying the hike. It's nice and cool. You know, it's sunny, good weather, nothing crazy, but the birding is difficult today. I mean, yesterday was one thing. I mean, I think the fact that we got the Nenny Gosling right away took the pressure off, and now coming here today, I had such, not like lofty goals and lofty expectations, but I had somewhat high expectations that I would be able to see a hawk. I haven't even seen a hawk. And then, you know, the small little birds, the Evie and the Apapani, while yes, they are around, I mean, I get they're extremely hard to photograph. So, I mean, yeah, it's gonna be hard, but yeah, just expecting things to be a little bit easier. I mean, it seems like everything that I'm trying just isn't exactly working. Got about half a mile left for the wildlife section, but right here it kind of seems a little dry. Definitely was more action down there by all those ohia trees, so I might end up back there. For all of you that roasted me saying that I should shoot with a lens hood, after this maybe I will, because this is pretty sketchy. A bunch of loose rock. Man, I got lost. I mean, the trail says, it still says we're on the trail, but I have no idea, I can't even see the trail, so I think I'm just gonna park it here. But there's a nice ohia tree. There's a lot of bird noises around, so I'm just gonna sit here and camp and then spend maybe, I don't know, however long until I get a shot here. And then hopefully on the way back, we'll be able to get something. Well, strike number 2. They're around, they just don't want to come by me. On the way back, I'll at least put my lens cap on. For any of you guys having anxiety at home. All right. I think I found the key, guys. I think we gotta be like inside the forest looking outward almost, instead of like on the outside looking in. They seem to let you get a little bit closer, I guess because you're shielded by the trees a little bit. So I got a silhouette shot of the EEV. Just waiting around to see if any of them are gonna show up again. But I might try and dip into the forest a little bit further back where we saw all of those EEV and apapane earlier. Hopefully we'll get lucky. I wasn't a huge fan of these shots because of the bad lighting, but unfortunately they were the only half-decent shots I was able to get this morning. Hawk! Either hawk or pueo. Yep, that's a hawk. Oh man, it's just straight up teasing us at this point. Both outings, both hawk hawking outings, we've seen one. Just haven't gotten the chance to get one perched. Shucks. That was cool to see though. Again, it's just confirmation that we're looking in the right places. It's just we gotta get lucky. If only it was as easy as photographing the pueo. Nice morning, nice walk, not too bad. But just frustrating photography-wise because you try to get yourself into the right position, and by the time you get yourself into the right position, the birds all fly away pretty much. And you know, unlike Oahu, what makes Big Island difficult is that it's so big and the birds have a lot of choices, a lot of trees that they can fly in. So it's really hard to predict where they're gonna be. Let's get out of here, have some lunch, relax a little bit. We'll see what we want to do for the rest of the day. After grabbing some food in Kona, I attempted to hit up our pueo spot because I was hungry for an easy win after this morning's disappointment. But unfortunately, the clouds rolled in and the owls were a no-show. So in true crackhead fashion, I headed all the way back from Kona to Volcanoes National Park, but this time to try a different trail. But I'll spare you the unfortunate details, nothing bothered to show up. I did take another short walk up by the volcano house and actually was finally able to get close for some clean shots of the apapane, but with that blank background, I wasn't too much of a fan. Unfortunately, I felt like I wasn't really getting anything here in Volcano National Park, so the following morning I decided to head back to the same trail for sunrise, but with a different plan in mind. It's cold. It's cold, it's cold, it's cold. Whew. Ooh, we're back to photograph the birds. Better prepared this time. But yeah, I decided to come back to Pu'u'o just to see if we can get some better shots of the native birds. I haven't given up on getting a hawk shot yet, but I'm kind of tired of being disappointed by it not showing up. So I think I'm gonna go out today with the goal of trying to photograph the native birds. And if I happen to stumble across the hawk, which is what we were pretty much doing anyways, you know, then we would take that shot. But pretty much we were always pretty much just hoping to stumble across the hawk. So I might as well go out with the intention of trying to photograph something else and hope that the hawk shows up at the same time. Whew, it's cold. It's cold, it's cold, it's cold. So I put myself in the middle of this koa forest, and I think it was the right decision because we've got EEV flying left and right. I just need to wait for like the light to get a little bit better, and then hopefully we're able to spot some AEV. These trees and stuff. But yeah, seems like they're liking koa a lot better than they're liking ohia, which is interesting. There's one. Okay, I see ya. I see the ohia. I see the ohia. Get there, get there, get there, get there. Oh my god, oh my god. And he's gone. Did we get the shot? I don't want to be too loud, but unbelievable. This is unbelievable. I'm struggling to put into words what we just photographed. So I spotted it in an EV. It was climbing up a branch. I realized there was a ohia lehua flower at the top of that branch. So I kind of knew where it was headed because, again, they like the ohia, right? So got focus on the ohia. As soon as I saw the bird, I just held down the shutter button, blasted away just for a brief couple of seconds, and then it flew off to the right. But as it's flying off to the right, thankfully it kind of flew off into the same plane of focus. So we actually got like a really nice shot of the bird flying away. It's kind of backlit, kind of silhouetted, but it's in focus. This is what I mean. This is what I mean why wildlife is so good. All that effort, all that hard work that we put in yesterday finally paid off today. Yeah, so let's talk about the EEV for a second. So the EEV is probably the most iconic of Hawaii's honey creeper species because it has that iconic red feathers and those iconic red flowers and that long yellow beak. And in fact, back in the old days when the EEV were more common, Native Hawaiians used to use the feathers of the EEV and the apapane in coats to make for their chiefs or their ali'i. Hence why I'm wearing red, because I'm photography royalty. And the whole reason is because we've got the ali'i right here, the Alpha 1 Mark II. Get it? Because the A1 Mark II kind of spells out ali'i in some ways if you look at it from a certain direction. But yeah, that's the name for this camera. This is the ali'i right here, because it's literally like the king of photography right now. But unfortunately, you know, due to a lot of different threats to their existence, the first, of course, being avian malaria. These birds are probably the most vulnerable to avian malaria. About 90% of birds that are bitten by mosquitoes will die. So that's why the EEV exists only in forest like this that are at altitude above 4,000 feet. So really only restricted to areas like here in the Big Island, as well as some areas at the base of Haleakala on Maui. The EEV have been extinct on Kauai and Oahu for a while. Just because on Oahu and Kauai you can't have forest at that high of elevation because they're physically not tall enough. So a little bit of a sad history. Yeah, I just absolutely love seeing them. The first time I saw one, yesterday was the first time we saw one, and then of course coming back here today and being able to experience and actually get a shot, like a nice quality shot of the EEV today. Oh man, there's just no better feeling. Definitely no better feeling. This is a much more fun experience than yesterday. I should have just came into this forest from the start because it's nice and cool in here. Like you're not exposed to the hot sun. There's more birds in here. But yeah, I mean, I think a lot of like our persistence, our knowledge came together on this shoot. You know, it's like knowing the birds, where they're gonna be in the forests, not out in the fields. And yeah, and our persistence to make sure that we come back to this spot and get a shot. And it paid off. I think it worked well. It really did work well. Oh, all right, well, my neck is getting really sore. I've been staring up at the canopy for like an hour, it feels like. Oh, that was fun. I think I got one decent shot of the EEV flying away. I think I got maybe a couple of small little clips here and there. Oh man, this is fun. This is fun. This is definitely the spot to be, to photograph the EEV here on the Big Island. I'm thinking just absolutely amazing. But yeah, I think I'm gonna head on out. I need to get back to the Airbnb. I need to do some packing since I fly out tomorrow, but who knows, hopefully we'll see something cool on the way out, like a hawk. That would be nice. And then we have one more afternoon shoot that we probably can do. I think the plan, or at least my plan, was hit up this trail in the morning and then hit up volcanoes in the afternoon as a last-ditch effort to photograph the hawk. I don't know how that's gonna go, but you know, honestly, I'm just happy I got the shot that we did. Can't believe it. Can't believe it paid off. And I thought I was done being a wildlife photographer after yesterday. I did try a few more trails back in Volcano National Park, but as is typical fashion of this trip, nothing bothered to show up. All right, well, we finished our hike and surprise, surprise, no hawks. I almost expect to be disappointed at this point, but we've got an hour until sunset. Got some nice atmosphere from like the clouds and the light and the bog. So I'm gonna take a time lapse of this sunset here. Ended off on a good note, I guess. But yeah, I mean, this trip was, yeah, primarily to get the Hawaiian hawk, but you know, we saw a couple in flight, but no cigar, no perch shot. I think we're gonna have to try different areas the next time we're here for that. But that's just wildlife photography 101. You can't expect to win them all. And you know, at the end of the day, I'm happy. We got some pretty decent consolation prizes, the Apapane, the EEV, some nene geese shots, some really nice nene geese shots. And yeah, overall, I think we had a good time. But I think that's gonna about do it for us here in Volcano National Park from the Big Island. I'm sure we'll be back sooner rather than later in attempts to get more shots of the hawk. But yeah, thanks so much for joining us. Enjoy this time lapse of the sunset. If you like this travel, vacation, a little bit of photography education, hit that like button, comment below, subscribe if you aren't ready. We'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.